realize that. This is one of the rooms I'm working on in my house. So I'm trying to get away from my kids so I can make this video. I know I've been gone for a while, mostly as far as the videos go. There's some reasoning behind that, obviously. A couple things I'm trying to change. We rebuilt the website and it's still in the process of being fine-tuned. We had to upgrade it to do some of the things we wanted to do. So that basically meant we had to rebuild it. The other things are my channel direction, guys. As far as craps goes, guys, I fully believe that in craps, I have a system that I prefer, or a strategy that I prefer, a style that I prefer, and I don't like to deviate from it. So if you're not in that same camp, I'm not going to be a lot of help anymore. My older videos, and I'll talk to people about playing strictly light side or dark side and stuff in the future. And with the new craps table I'm building, it's going to be at a new place. And but mostly, guys, I like to play the dark side, and then I like to place bets with it. If you're really not interested in that, my channel moving forward probably isn't going to be for you. But I will be doing other things that are more related to interaction. Less so the strategy stuff. I have a lot of that on my channel, guys. A ton of it. So much of it so that I honestly think I should probably delete a lot of it and fine tune it to what I'm more about. But I know a lot of people like some of those older videos and different things, so I haven't done that. But as far as the crap side of the channel goes, I'm going to move more into doing some weekly stuff, weekly giveaways, things like that, and more direct influencing as far as people wanting to know how to play my style or the style that I play. I'm saying my style is very ambiguous because obviously it's not new. But as far as that goes, I am going to be having a different place to do that. And I'm going to be kind of trending my channel more in the direction of sports gambling. And guys, there's some reasons for that. Number one, sports gambling is widely available on your phone. You know, most states are legalizing it, and you can play DraftKings a lot of places. And the sports gambling market is just much better as far as for gamblers and stuff. And I want to be on the front end of that because it's already kind of started. And guys, another thing is I think I'm a better sports gambler than I am a craps player. That's a personal opinion for myself. Now, one of the things is I am going to be selling my information. Now, I've done a lot of research into this, and a lot of people get referred to as what's called a tout. All right, touts are these guys that you see with these big lavish lifestyles and rolling around in Bentleys and all that kind of stuff, saying that they made it all off sports gambling. Guys, that's not who I am. I'm not going to tell you that. I'm not going to act like that. I'm not rich. I don't make $1,000 bets on sports. I don't do any of that stuff. What I do is I consistently win a certain percentage of games. And even though Major League Baseball started out slow this year, guys, my overall record, I'm still at 55.5% wins to losses. I'm 308, 248, and 7 as of yesterday's games. And guys, that is, in the sports gambling world, it's not great, but it's not terrible either. I mean, I'm kind of in the middle of most handicappers at that point, and my goal for the season is to be at 60%, and I fully expect to be there. I fully expect to be there. But one of the other things is with my sports gambling service, guys, I'm going to change it, and it's going to be a monthly subscription on my website, and then there's going to be a forum on my website where I just post everything. So if you have the subscription, you can just go look at everything I do. Every single bet I make, every single breakdown I have. And guys, anyone that has my subscriptions knows that I do pretty good breakdowns. I have a pretty consistent style of handicapping things I look for. But one of the things I've limited is because not everybody gets the same bets on their sites or not everybody gets the same um, ability. Like, for example, one of the sites I use doesn't allow me to choose the winning pitcher. I have to use another site. And so you got to be multiple in that a little bit, unless you have DraftKings. DraftKings kind of does everything, which is nice. But so I'm not able to give out the full range of bets that I normally like to give out. But on this forum thing, I will be able to. And guys, the forum is going to be $25 a month, which is, if you look at handicappers across the board, it's way better than anyone else sells anything. And also, I do as well as them, or if not better. And guys, I don't know how else to prove it besides the people that have my packages. They can send you the information if you want to ask them. I mean, they're going to be on my comments. You can find them. I'm not going to give out their information, but they can comment and they can say they can send it to you. Because I could send you anything, I could send you any number, any record, whatever. But mine is documented with the people. I send them a PDF every day, basically. Not exactly every day, but nearly every day. They get a PDF file with a breakdown of the games, what I'm picking, what I'm playing. And this is going to be what's going to be on the forum. I'm going to be giving all of that out. I'm going to be giving my personal handicap advice, what to look for, what kind of bets to be looking for. I'm going to be giving that all out as a $25 subscription. Now, anyone that's already purchased baseball this season, you're good. And and the baseball's up again for the second half. You can go to my website, purchase the second half for $50. It's wagermetthis.com if you're interested in that, and you'll get it throughout the season and the playoffs, just like the guys that already have. And guys, since the teams kind of lined out after spring, I had a rough start in baseball. I really did. It was really rough. I was barely making 50% this season, but I attribute it to that there was a lack of spring training and a lot of the guys had to get their feet under them. Since then, I've been much better. And I've had some really good days. Now, I've had some really terrible days too, guys. I'm not hiding anything. And I put my record every day on the email that I give out. Every day you get my record. I mean, you don't got to keep up with nothing. I keep up with it because it's important to me. It's important that I'm giving out winners. And I know I was giving out a lot of winners for free on YouTube earlier in the season. And I actually stopped that, guys, based on that I wasn't giving my paid subscription enough winners. So I started using those as part of my paid subscription stuff because the winners just weren't coming fast enough. And so the guys were getting frustrated, and they should have been. They absolutely should have been getting frustrated. Hey, where's the winners at? Well, eventually it lined out. We started having much better days. And anyway, so that's where I'm at on that. So let's talk about Vegas some. Okay, what happened at DiceCon? All right. DiceCon, by the way, was fantastic. I know I'm way late compared to all the other people that did their reactions to DiceCon and everything, but that's because I've been so busy. I've been remodeling my house. As you can see, I'm in a room that doesn't even have lights in it right now. So I'm using my other lights. But I've been remodeling my house. I came home after being in Vegas. I ended up a loser in Vegas, no doubt about it. Not from the craps table, though. The craps table was actually nice to me in Vegas. It was from the roulette table and gambling on the Razorbacks. Hey, thank you, buddy. It was nice to meet you. And it was mostly just gambling on the Razorbacks and the roulette table. I lost some money at the roulette table just because I got tired of playing craps, honestly. And DiceCon was very overwhelming to me. And I'll be honest, guys, a lot of people wanted my attention there, and I expected that, but I wasn't ready for it. I thought I was, and I wasn't. I needed to be much more available to the people that wanted to hang out with me, and I wasn't. I didn't do enough in that sense of it, and I feel like I failed in that. But another thing is that was my first time being in Vegas as an adult, and it was overwhelming to me. Like, just the whole everything that is Vegas was overwhelming to me. And another thing, guys, is it was so busy there. Like, everything is busy there, and that's not how I play craps where I'm from, or where I live, or in Arkansas. Guys, I go to tables all the time here that are empty, that are just me at the table, and it's very thing. I like it, so I get used to it. Well, in Vegas, it wasn't that way. We were actually at a craps table one night at Ellis Island, which is a $5 craps table, and I was down there with some guys. that wanted to play on it, but it was so packed. And I was on stick right one, and I wasn't even able to get into stick right one. I was on like stick right half. I just had that little piece of the chip rail, the little half piece. And it was just frustrating to me. And overall, the experience there was really overwhelming to me. It wasn't my style of craps, even though I did well on the craps table as far as that goes. Now, I did lose betting on the Razorbacks, which was a heart bet. You know, they were playing in the College Baseball World Series, and I lost most of the winnings there. And then at the roulette table as well. Sorry. As far as DiceCon itself, though, and the Casino Quest part of it, and meeting all the people, that was fantastic. The meetup at Casino Quest, guys, was, in my opinion, if not the highlight, the second best thing at DiceCon. Now, when we were at Binion's, Jeremy had this crazy roll. Now, I wasn't on the table, I was on the other table, but he had this crazy long roll and made a bunch of those guys money. And it was all people there for DiceCon because it was a reserved table. It was actually a really cool thing. He had this, like, I don't know, 40 something roller. It was amazing. And a bunch of guys made a bunch of money. It was fantastic. Binion's really took care of us, actually. They gave us like that front door table, which is crazy to me. They gave us that one, but they did, and it was just cool. And I think they liked us there. I think they really did enjoy the craps people, the DiceCon people. So, I mean, again, kudos to Jeremy. Jeremy put it together. He did really well. Really fantastic that I was even involved in that. I just think Jeremy did a great job. So, and Jeremy is Color Up. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, it's Jeremy from Color Up. So, but it was there was a lot of really fun times there. And then there was a lot of just overwhelming stuff for me. Now, one thing, I kind of got told stories about Vegas a little bit. I didn't have a problem at all finding any level of table I wanted, whether it was $5 to $25 to $100 tables, whatever. They were all available just wherever. I mean, you could find them basically anything you wanted. As far as the ATS bets, that was pretty much available everywhere as well. But just overall, guys, Vegas was very overwhelming to me. So much so that I kind of didn't like that part of it. It kind of wore me down so much that I almost didn't want to gamble anymore there toward the end of it. But and again, next time anything like this happens, and I do have some plans in the future to hopefully get some people to Arkansas, and I'm working on a deal with the casino here, and hopefully it all pans out. I don't want to say too much because it's not set in stone yet, but hopefully I can get a bunch of people here and we can have a thing here. It'll be a little different. Hopefully you guys would be interested. And one of the things I want to bring up about is I'm working on them hosting a tournament, but a tournament in a craps player style instead of the tournaments that are like slot tournaments that they have for craps. This is more of like a poker tournament style. Hopefully I can work it out with them. They're kind of bucking me on it because of the lack of dealers, but I'm working on it. And if it goes any further, I'm going to have to get like pre-registrations and a bunch of stuff to it. But anyways, just that's one thing I'm working on. And then also I'm building a 12-foot table. I have a 12-foot felt stuff. I'm building a 12-foot table that I'm going to be having at a place in my town here. The Tomahawk Chop, the place, the axe throwing guys are allowing me to put a table up in their place. And I'm going to be giving out lessons and different things for the locals here, as well as Zoom stuff and Skype stuff, whatever. And so that's where my craps channel is going to go. I'm going to be doing more giveaways. That's my plan. My plan is I would like to give away a dinner every week, like through gift cards or whatever. That's kind of my plan. So that's what the memberships to my channel will be earning you, is these dinners, these different things that I'm going to be giving away. And I'm going to be doing them weekly, hopefully eventually bi-weekly. But then the side of the channel that I'm really leaning toward is the sports side. And I'm going to hopefully be having a podcast very soon. It just kind of depends on how things fall out with my house. I'm still rebuilding my house, obviously. And so got all that going. And that's kind of where I'm going, guys. I'm going to be doing way less strategy stuff, way less kind of tutorial stuff, because I have a lot of it on my channel, a lot. So much so, guys, that when people ask me in comments sometimes, Hey, hello, buddy. Um, so much so that some of them I don't even remember because I have so many videos. And again, guys, I've refined my craft style to a very, very specific style. So specific, in fact, that some of the videos that I've put out, I don't even think you should play. But people like them and people like to see what that is, so I leave them up there. But there's a lot of stuff that I put out earlier in my channel that I wouldn't suggest people even do. Um, Mostly, I'm pretty simple as far as craps goes. I feel like you should set a don't and you should play from there. Once you set a don't, it gives you a ton of options to play basically any way you want, and that's what I think you should do on the craps table. And that's my style. It's been pretty profitable for me over the years, so that's what I teach. Now, guys, craps is you're going to win and lose at craps. It's going to happen. You're going to go up and down. Um, it's not something that can be an income source unless you already have a lot of money, right? Unless you already are heavily bankrolled, you're not going to make a ton of income off of it. It's craps is an exciting, fun game at the casino, and you can make some money, but it's not if you could go to the casino every day, you're still going to struggle to be profitable every day at craps. It's just the truth. Whereas sports betting's a little less so. Sports betting, you can be really good at it and be profitable a lot of the days, and profitable so much that you can rely on it as some sort of income, like a second or a third or a fourth kind of income. You can kind of rely on it if you're willing to put the time, the effort into studying the sport, whatever sport you choose, and making good bets. I mean, it's just the nature of it. It's the nature of athletics. They're very consistent, and especially professional athletics are very consistent. Um, and again, that's all numbers, it's all statistics, it's all different. You're looking at linear graphs and different things. Are teams rising, falling? There's a lot involved. But anyways, so for all the people that came for some free Major League Baseball picks, and again, guys, I am selling the second half of the season. Go to wagermethis.com. You will see a spot to click on a baseball link. You can't miss it. It looks like Major League Baseball thing. And there will be a way to purchase the second half of the season. The second half of the season will also include the playoffs. And like I said, I gave out my record earlier. I'm going to give it out again. All right, I'm 308 in wins, 248 in losses, and 7 for the season. And that's 55%, guys. It's right at 55%, maybe a little over 55%. And I fully expect to be at 60% by playoff time. And then playoff time, I fully expect to be around 60% again. And I'll give an idea of somewhat I look at handicapping for people that maybe don't know. I'm a big strikeout guy, whether it's strikeouts for or against teams. I believe that strikeouts dictate baseball games. If you have a guy that strikes out 9 batters a game versus a team that strikes out 9 times a game, you essentially have limited the team that strikes out a lot to 18 outs because you can rely that you're going to get 9 strikeouts. So the other team's playing with 1/3 of the outs, or 2/3 of the outs that they're supposed to be playing with, because there's only 27 outs in a game. So if you're giving up 9 of them and not even hitting the ball, that gives the other team an advantage. And so that's one of the things that I look at heavily is strikeouts. Are they heavy strikeout pitcher versus a heavy strikeout team? A lot of times that's one angle I look at. That's a little bit of handicapping advice as far as Major League Baseball goes, that you can really follow the good pitchers versus the bad hitting teams. And there's angles there, guys. There is. All right, so let's just give out some picks today, right? So I'm going to give out one that is related to this strikeout, all right? And that is, well, I got to find a little sheet here. Okay, here we go. Atlanta playing Arizona. Okay, so here we go. The pitcher for Arizona has 96 strikeouts this season. And he's pitched 118 innings. Now, that's not quite a strikeout per inning, but it's pretty high. You're at like 0.9 something, right? And Atlanta strikes out 9.25 times a game. Atlanta does. That's crazy because Atlanta's a good baseball team, right? But they strike out a lot, right? So you're going to get, and the guy's name is Merrill Kelly for Arizona. He's going to have a strikeout total over and under on a prop bet that's going to be around 6.5. Right? It's a pretty solid bet to take the over. Right? He strikes out a lot of batters. Arizona, playing Atlanta. Is it going to happen? No, but what I'm saying is that the stats indicate it. Now, jump to the other side. Atlanta has a pitcher named Max Fried. Max Fried has 117 strikeouts this season in 125 innings. That's nearly 1 an inning. And Arizona strikes out 8.5 times a game. So almost 9 times a game. So you see what I'm saying is that there's angles there sitting there. Now, what would I pick there? Well, I would stay away from both strikeout props myself, and I would just assume that the first part of that game is going to be a lot of strikeouts, and I would bet that there's no runs in the first inning. So I would go under 0.5 runs in the first inning, and you're going to get that at about minus 125 or minus 130. So that's the pick I would give out there, is that Arizona, Atlanta under 0.5 runs for the first inning. And that's based on the strikeout rates of these pitchers, that they're probably going to be early on, the pitchers are going to be dominant. Later in the game, the hitters have seen them a few times, they'll be better. But early on, the pitchers will be dominant. So the first pick that I give out today is Arizona, Atlanta under 0.5 runs for the first inning. Now, if your site doesn't allow that, I'm sorry, but that's the angle here. That's the pick in this game. That's the right play. All right, let's look at another one that people might be interested in. All right. Okay, here we go. We are having a malfunction here. Okay, so this is going to be kind of the opposite, right? So what we have is, we have Cleveland playing Tampa Bay. For Tampa Bay, McClanahan strikes out. He has 154 strikeouts this season in 117 innings. This guy is a monster. He throws about 100 miles per hour, throws a ton of strikeouts. But if you look at Cleveland's strikeout rate, it's at 7 a game. So they don't strike out a lot. Cleveland gets the bat on the ball. Now, does that mean they get hits? No, but they get the bat on the ball. They don't strike out a lot. So in this one, you're going to get McClanahan's strikeout inflated, right? It's going to be an inflated number. It's going to be 8.5, maybe even 9.5. If it is, you look at the under here, because history for the season has shown that Cleveland doesn't strike out that much, right? They only strike out 7 times a game. So if it's anything over 7, and you give one more extra for the home, so if it's 8.5, you probably go the under there. Now, is that what I played? No, because McClanahan's so good. But what I'm saying is that the strikeout is something you need to look at, right? I played Tampa Bay money line there. It's a terrible money line, but I'm basing it on that they're at home and it's McClanahan pitching. Now, is that something I have a lot of money on? No, it's not. I don't. And I just was pointing out a different variance on the strikeout thing, where it can be the hitting is good enough that the strikeouts get kind of nullified. All right, so let's go. Let's give it. That's not an official pick, guys. Don't bet Tampa. It's not worth the play. But I was just pointing out that. I was trying to point out how strikeouts matter a lot. All right, so another thing. Here's a great one. This is a really great one. Okay, Chicago White Sox and Oakland A's playing. Right, Dylan Cease is pitching for the White Sox. Dylan Cease has a bazillion strikeouts too. He has 154 strikeouts in 110 innings. But the difference is Oakland strikes out 8.42 times a game. So Dylan Cease's strikeouts are a good play here, because Oakland strikes out a lot. They're not a very good baseball team. And Dylan Cease is a really good pitcher. He's a really good strikeout pitcher, right? He also walks a lot of guys. But I looked at Oakland's on base, and it's like 248. So it's not a very good on base. So they don't walk a lot. They strike out a lot. And but anyway, so what I did here, instead of playing the strikeouts, because you're going to get an inflated strikeout number with Cease, it's probably going to be 8.5. Play Cease to get the win. All right, so play Chicago White Sox pitcher Dylan Cease to get the win against Oakland. You're going to get a much better number. You're going to get I think I got mine at plus 105. I don't know if it's still there. My site that I use for the wins and losses, they tend to kind of favor the win a lot, where they get good numbers on the win. But remember, guys, when you bet a pitcher to win, if he gets a no decision, it's a loss. So you have to worry about that a little bit. But in this case, Dylan Cease, he should dominate Oakland, and the White Sox should hit Aller, which is the pitcher for Oakland, pretty well. He's got an 8 ERA in 32 innings, and he's given up 39 hits and 21 walks and 9 home runs in 32 innings. So this guy gets beat up. So even the White Sox beat up batting lineup should still hit this guy pretty well. So get on Dylan Cease to get the win. So my 2 official picks for today on this video are Arizona Atlanta under 0.5 runs for the first inning, and then Chicago White Sox pitcher Dylan Cease to get the win. And guys, these are the kind of plays that you'll get. This is the kind of deep dives that I do into these games. I do have a criteria I use to define a play or not a play. I don't give that out because that's kind of the proprietary side of this. So I don't give that out. I do give out my model. I do give out all the information I use, except for how I define a pick versus a pass. So again, guys, that's where I'm at. If you're interested in purchasing these picks, like I said, I'm 55% for the season. Hopefully one of the guys that has my package will comment and say, hey, I'm willing to send out the information he sent. That way, if people are interested, you could reach out to them. If not, that's fine too. But like I said, the channel is going to be moving in that direction. My website is going to have a forum on it at the NFL, start of the NFL season, where when you purchase monthly, you get everything on the forum. It's going to take your username and a password to get into it, so not everyone can come in. And you're going to be able to interact. You're going to be able to see everything I'm doing, every play I'm making, every pick I have, every lean. See, I have a lot of leans in baseball. They're not necessarily plays, but I know a lot of people want my opinions on the game, on certain games that I don't have a play on. So I give them a lean. This is what I think will happen. It's not necessarily a play, but I do think this will happen. So hopefully that's something that people can use. And a lot of times they're right. It's pretty consistently right. But when I do my picks are very specific, and that's what I feel like I should be graded on. And I think people feel the same overall. Now, I'll be honest, I've had one guy say he doesn't want my picks no more. I don't send them to him no more. Just one guy, though. It happened. He didn't want them. Can't be mad about it because the start of the baseball season didn't go great. It really didn't. It's been much better since then, since it kind of turned around and the model got going, because I can't use the model until I have statistics. So it takes a little while for the model to get going. It takes a little while in the NFL. When I do the NFL model, it's really useless until week 4 or 5, before I have enough statistics that the model's given me any kind of real look at a game. And so that's one of the things that early on in seasons, I'm using more of a trend basis. I'm using more of a eye test basis. And so is every other handicapper, guys. Every other handicapper in the world, because every season is separate. That's another thing I want to explain to people. If you hear a handicapper talk about their overall record for lifetime, that means nothing. It means absolutely nothing, because every season of every sport is totally separate. So year in and year out, the only number that matters is what you're doing that season. And really, in my opinion, it's what you're doing that month. Because like in football especially, you have 4 weeks in a month, essentially, usually. What are you doing that month? Because your overall record, Judge home run today, man, pretty much every day for Judge on a home run, you're getting big pluses, usually 250 to 350. You bet it every day, you're probably profitable, man. Judge is a monster. And he has that short porch to hit it to. Yeah, Judge home run today is a good bet. It really is. They're playing Kansas City, a weaker pitcher. I like the over in that game, by the way, guys. I like the Kansas City and New York over. Montgomery's pitching for the Yankees, and Montgomery gets hit. He does get hit. So I expect the Royals to score some, and I expect the Yankees to score 8. So I really, anytime the Yankees are at home, they tend to score runs because their baseball park is built for them to score runs. There's that short porch in right field. A lot of their players that are right-handed hit it opposite field and knock it out over there. It's just really built for them to score runs there. And the Yankees are just really good. So, and they just keep adding pieces. So, I mean, the Yankees are good, guys. It's just all it boils down to. Get them at home. Betting their home runs is just fine. You could bet them guys every day, and you're probably going to end up profitable if you bet their top 3 home run guys every day. You just keep recycling because you're going to have days where 2 or 3 of them hit home runs. But it's not a style of betting I use, but you definitely could. Every now and then I put a home run prop bet out, but it's pretty rare. It's just too, you only get 4 chances at it usually. And, you know, your first chance usually isn't really great. Now, one I do like is, so this isn't weird, all right? But Jose Altuve for Houston hits first pitch home runs of the game because he's the leadoff batter at a really high rate. It's like a crazy high rate. This guy hits leadoff home runs. And so he's kind of a good bet because you're usually going to get him at like plus 500. So it's like 5-1, and he just gets a lot of leadoff home runs, man. It's crazy how many he gets. So, but anyways, just a weird one. And obviously Aaron Judge is a good play since he's hit 42 home runs this season. He's on pace to hit just a bazillion. So, but anyways, again, if you guys are interested in this package, this is very important to me because I'm trying to build this as my brand, as my, see, here's my hats, wager me this. I'm going to be selling these kind of things too. And not expensive, guys. I don't plan on anything being expensive. Number one, because I think all these handicapping sites I see and everything, they want like $7 per pick all the way up to like $1,000 per pick. That's insanity, guys. That is insanity. No one, and I mean nobody's information is worth that money. It's not. I don't care if you're betting $100,000 a game. There's nobody's information that is worth $1,000 a pick. It's not true. There just is nobody out there that is that good, that can demand that kind of money. That's why I'm giving out all my stuff for $25 a month. So the most you could have invested in what I'm doing is $300. That's if you did it all year long. $300 per year. And I do think my information is worth $300 per year. So, but again, guys, my goal is to have a lot of people involved and be getting $25 a month from 1,000 people. That's an eventual goal. I would love to have that, right? That's a good business model for myself. If I got 1,000 people involved in my handicapping circle and these guys are all winning, $25 a piece, it's a pretty good deal for me. And that's kind of my goal, guys. You know what? There's nothing hidden for me. There's no deception. Everything's transparent. People meet me. You can come meet me. I'll come meet you. I mean, I'm not trying to break anybody. I'm not trying to con anybody or any of that. And I know there's a lot of that goes on in the sports world with picks. That's why my price is what it is, because it's what I think it's worth. I wouldn't pay that more than that for it, for my information. I wouldn't pay no more than $25 a month. So I'm not going to charge anyone more than that. And again, guys, on the sports stuff, the other stuff, I'm going to be giving giveaways for the sports stuff too. I just got to get everything in order, hopefully get my studio built. And once I get my podcast rolling, I'm going to be giving giveaways for that too. Hopefully some signed memorabilia is my goal, to give out signed memorabilia. Sorry, some of them words are hard for me. But anyways, that's kind of where I'm at. So to recap the picks I gave out today, Atlanta, Arizona, under 0.5 runs for the first inning. It's a good play, 2 good pitchers. It is some okay hitting lineups now, but I think those pitchers will get it done in the first inning. And then the other play that, sorry, my brain failed me, is the Dylan Cease to get a win. Dylan Cease to beat Oakland and get the win. So you're already playing a weaker team with the high strikeout guy, with the high strikeout team. It just all fits. It all fits for a play. So it's a play. You could bet just the White Sox money line as well if you're worried about Dylan Cease not performing correctly. Still a good play, White Sox money line. It's what I gave out to the subscribers. just because it's a little safer than the Dylan Cease play. But I also have the Dylan Cease play in the write-up if you want the better value. So again, guys, like I said, I'm running at 55%, 55 and a half or something percent this season. I fully expect that to climb. And I'm looking to get to 60% by playoff time. And that's my goal. So if you want to be involved in that, like I said, it's wagermethis.com. Go check it out. There's a button you click to buy the baseball picks. It's $50 for the rest of the season. That includes the playoffs. It's gonna be a good thing. $50 investment. I feel like it's gonna be worth your time if you're into baseball betting, if you're into sports betting at all. And then, like I said, as the NFL season starts, I know that some of the baseball stuff overlaps for the NFL season. And baseball guys, I am trying to get those first couple months where I can give you a coupon for free to get in on those first couple months because you have already paid for the baseball. I'm working on that. I haven't figured that out exactly yet, but hopefully that's the plan. If not, what I'll do is I will just send you guys direct emails until the baseball season's over with the football stuff as well. So the guys that are already involved, or if you get involved now, you're going to kind of save a little money because you're going to get the first couple weeks of baseball too, or football too, which is good because I just don't want people to have to double pay. Again, like I said, guys, I'm not here to just get rich off anything. I'm here to build it and build it the right way and build it with success and build it with statistics that people have in their emails. I send out PDFs, guys. I send out PDFs, so I can't hide nothing. I mean, it is what it is. I can't say I didn't do it. People have direct emails from me, so I can't say this or this didn't happen. It's there. They have it. Lots of people have it. So there's no deception. It's all transparent. Anyways, guys, again, on the crap stuff, there will be more craps videos coming. I'm working on that now. Working on the table, doing all those things, getting it together. Can't wait to play some more craps with you guys. Hopefully I can get this stuff at the casino here together. And it can be a big deal. Anyways, guys, thank you for your time. And in the description, I'll try to get a link to the baseball picks. It's good to see you too, buddy. How are you? I've been watching some of your stuff here and there. I always watch you guys. A lot of people don't know that I watch the other channels a lot because I don't comment. And I have reasons for this, and I've said this before. I don't comment because when I comment on someone's channel, a lot of times, the comments all turn into just asking me questions, and it takes away from the content that people are putting out. And so I don't do that a lot. So a lot of times I'm watching guys, I just don't comment because I don't want to take over anything you got going on. And I don't like it when it happens. Because that's your stuff, and I'm just there to promote your stuff. I just hate when, and I get that people want to ask me questions, but that's why I don't do it very often. Every now and then I will when I see something interesting or something, but I try to avoid it, just because I don't want to do that. I think that's a bad move. But anyways, guys, thank you for your time. And again, like I said, there will be more videos coming. This is going to be more common as I can make it. And I'm going to get these craps videos rolling. Thank you for waiting and being patient with me. And hopefully I'm going to have a lot more giveaways. And that's kind of the way I'm leaning. I'm trying to get back a bunch of what you guys have given me and what you guys have provided my family and stuff with these checks that I get monthly from YouTube. So that's fantastic. And then all the people that have paid for my subscriptions, thank you so much. And I would like to give some of it back. So that's what I'm going to do. Anyways, guys, thank you for your time. This is Jacob from Wager Me This.